Hello, hope all's well. Thought today we'd look at this, which is a Henry's ST-1. So as you can see, well, it's a Strat HSS, which is probably my favorite configuration for a Strat. Now this guitar has a lot of appointments that I really like, especially at the price point. It has this relic finish, which I really like. Well, 6-point tremolo, HSS with Henry's pickups, volume, tone, tone, a nice 5-way switch, really nice tremolo actually, and we have this really nice roasted maple neck, as you can see here, locking tuners, and then a bone nut. The frets are like jumbo or towards medium jumbo, I'd say, and they're stainless steel, which is also a nice touch. And then finally, something important to note is that, well, this body is made out of paulownia wood. So it's very light and, well, resonant, but it's super comfortable and easy to play. Well, it's a Strat after all, but in terms of weight, we're looking about 3.1 kilos. And I think depending on the piece of wood that you get with it, can actually be less than that. So I think on the website, for example, it lists around 2.93 kilos. This one's slightly heavier at 3.1. So yeah, there's a bit of margin there in terms of how light you want to go, despite, well, still having a headstock. Now, the thing that caught my eye about these guitars as well, you know, I do have other Strats and I didn't really, well, need another, but I had this idea of using a Strat or a HSS Strat for Droga, so the metal band I'm in. So further down the line, I will be doing a few kind of mods to this to make this perhaps more metal, shall we say. So maybe the pickguard will be changed. well, the nut for thicker strings. But it's the sort of sound that I'd like to put in with that band, just to have those, like, you know, that neck pickup, for example, and things like that. So those are projects that will happen further down the line. Now, something I think that's a really nice touch is that you get a few accessories when you buy the guitar. So for example, you get this really nice Henry's fret wrap, which is really useful since I always add fret wraps to the guitars I use. And we also have their own brand, well, strap locks, as you can see here. And the strap buttons that are right on the guitar are sort of, well, made for it, if that makes sense. So in essence, you can, well, pick a strap of your choosing, put these on there, and then you've already got strap locks, good to go. Along with that, we get a nice Henry's, well, purpley red strap here. We get a set of picks as well. And then an arm sleeve for, yeah, furious shredding, I guess. I haven't, and I won't try this on, but it's, yeah, it's a nice kind of touch. And one final thing to note, as you can see, well, this headstock looks very similar to another headstock on the market, we'll put it that way. But there is a new version, or there will be a new version of this guitar with a new headstock design and some new appointments that's arriving in 2026. So if you want to grab, well, this guitar with, well, this headstock, head on over to the Henry's website. I'll put a link in the description below. Now, what drew me to this guitar was that I actually tried one out at Guitar Summit, as they had a booth there. I tried a few of their Strats, and there was one in particular out of the 2 or 3 that I tried that really kind of stood out to me in terms of how resonant and nice to play that it was. And that's what got me thinking, like, hey, it'd be nice to have basically a Strat that has like modern features, stainless steel frets, as I mentioned before, and it has a 13.78 inch radius, so relatively flat, 22 frets, bone nut or HSS, and a nice thin C profile, which is also really comfortable to play. Add to that locking tuners, and you've already got a guitar that is very well outfitted from the get-go at a really good price. So these usually retail at just under 700 euros. At the time of this video, so we're talking about towards the end of November here, there's a 15% off sale. I'll put a link in the description, which happens to be an affiliate link. This one I actually bought myself with a discount, as I was really interested in, well, having one of the guitars at home, and also with, well, a project in mind, which is using this to play metal with Droga, but also have that kind of like flexibility that a Strat gives, especially with you know, the single coils in the neck and middle positions. So I hope that was useful. I've been really enjoying playing this guitar, and maybe it's something worthwhile to put on the radar if you're in the market for well, HSS Strat or a Strat with like modern features and a really good price that goes along with it. In any case, thanks a lot for watching. Hope to see you in the next video. Take care.